Hey everybody, welcome back to Survival Lights Season 2, my amplified hardcore single player survival series. And I'll show you all some things I've done since the previous episode. I haven't done a whole lot, mainly working over at the Ocean Monument, but that's going to lead us into what today's episode, as you can probably tell by the title, is going to be all about. So let me sleep first, and then let me show you guys some of the things that I've done since the previous episode. One of the big things you'll probably actually notice is over here. So this is a little Easter egg that I made on stream. That was a bit of a redemption. It's kind of like a place where a few people from chat have been fighting, but I'm showing this off because I really like how this turned out. Basically an island in the middle with lava around it, and I'm really happy with how this actually turned out. So let me know down in the comment section though below what you think of this. The other thing as well is that we have hit almost 1500 days, which means a new world tour may be out before this episode is actually released. I don't know how many days in Minecraft it's going to take to finish this episode, so you might have already seen that by the time this comes out. So if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you do. But down here is where a lot of the main progress has been happening, and I've done a little bit of progress with the floor here in terms of the glass. We still have some sides over here to do so we can actually walk on this, but you'll see down here all the deep slate, cobble deep slate, and dripstone that I've been adding slow and steady. I think it's a little too much cobbled right there, but it's all right. We've been going all the way around, and I think it's really cool to add some of the newer blocks, some of the deep slate and dripstone into this. It makes it almost feel like the deeper down you go, the darker the rocks are, and just the more condensed things are. So that's what I really like about mixing some things in down here. So you'll see more of this. This is definitely not done. We need to blend it a little bit better as we go further up. But once we do all that, then this outside area of the main island will be done. We will be doing some smaller islands around the area, but we'll do that in a future episode. So I mentioned Ocean Monument today, and that is because today's episode is gonna be over here at the Ocean Monument area. I might make some progress throughout today's episode, but the big thing I want to do today, and I haven't done yet because I've never actually built it before, but today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be building a guardian farm. And I've done a little bit of homework. I've looked around at some different videos. I'll talk a little bit later about a video that I've been using, not as a reference, but more as like inspiration for what I figured I would want to do for this. But as you can tell, we have an Ocean Monument. We don't have a guardian farm. It's completely drained on the inside and the outside. And that means it's a perfect opportunity to make a decently efficient guardian farm. I say decently efficient because I'm not here to make a super efficient guardian farm. I don't care to. I'm not here to make it an XP farm either. This is not going to be a guardian XP farm. The reason for that is because I already have an Enderman farm. Why would I need any other source of XP like a guardian farm when an Enderman farm does just fine and dandy for me? So if I find any huge source of XP in the future, I might use those, but we really just don't need it. So why would I end up building it if it's not going to be something that I'm going to need in the future? But what we do need are the drops from the guardians for things like sea lanterns that I've been wanting to do for a while. The problem with that is if you go down here, well, first off, we have a whole bunch of slime spawning around here, so that might take up some of the spawns. But if you go inside of here, none of this place has been cleared out, and that's our first step for today's episode. We need to clear out all the blocks on the interior here. I had thought originally about keeping all of it, but I think it's going to be better if we clear it out so that I have a lot more space to work with, and I know exactly where I'm going to put the farm. Like I said, I have ideas in my head, but I'll let you all know a little bit later on in today's episode exactly what we're going to build. Not the most efficient, but it'll do us just fine. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we've got an interior of an Ocean Monument to clear out. Let's crack on. Let's get into it. So what do you all think of the background music that I'm actually using for this time lapse? I'm actually using stream beats and some of the songs that, or actually a singular song that came through that. Stream is by Harris Heller. It's basically all copyright-free music that streamers and YouTubers can use. I'm using sort of their chill step, sort of chill music for this. It's a little more upbeat than that, but I quite like it. I don't know what you guys think though. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of it. It's good background music in general, and I thought it might fit this time lapse decently well. It's gotten a lot easier over the past few years to actually find copyright free music that I can actually use in videos. For the longest time, either you had to pay a license for it or you had to use only certain songs, and it really wasn't the best music. But as the years go on, we keep getting better and better copyright-free music. I think Stream Beats is one of those, and there are definitely other solutions out there as well that you guys may even have recommendations for, which you can feel free to leave down in the comment section below. But I'm gonna let you all get back to the time lapse. Thanks for listening to me. I'll see you all with a progress update and a look at what we've done in just a minute. Welcome back, everybody. This is the progress that was made. The entire inside of the Zoshi Monument, as you saw, is done. At least all the areas that needed to be cleared out, which is the entirety of the inside of the Ocean Monument, is all done. I did a little bit of cleaning up as well, put some blocks into place. We got a lot of blocks from it, actually, a lot more than I would have thought. It only took about 45 minutes, so you can't really tell from the time lapse, but it really only took about 45 minutes to actually clear everything out here. So it wasn't a huge time sink, and you'll also notice all the torches as well. I know I don't necessarily have to use these here. I just like it because it lights up the place, and that makes for better quality videos and just a nicer atmosphere whenever I'm playing around here. But yeah, this is the progress that we've made so far to the Ocean Monument today. We'll make some more progress in just a minute, but I have an update somewhere else in the world that I want to show you right now. As we fly into the main base, it starts to creep in right up here. You may notice over on the left over here, I'll just kind of plop myself on top of this tree and do that so I don't die. But you'll see here, something looks a little bit different. We used to just have that one house there. Now we have 3 houses here, and I tried adding in the pathway here as well. We can actually jump down there, and I will show you all that I've done. But I got a little bit, I want to say bored. I wanted to switch things up a little bit, and I only really have the Ocean Monument project going on right now, and I like to have 2 going on. So I came back over here to the village and started adding in a few more houses because we definitely need more houses over here. I want to put in as many houses as I can, and we've started to do more of that. So you'll see this house here, you'll see this little bridge right here as well, which is a little bit different. Added some campfires as decorations here, or as details, if you will. Added some trapdoors to this as well. It's pretty generic, just really wooden bridge, but I think it suits this area pretty well. Grab that block as well. The original house that was here, as you can see, and then the next house, the 3rd house in this area up here. No interiors for these yet. I'll get around to interiors at some point, but I'm quite liking how this village is turning out. It's nice to sort of step back sometimes because we do a lot of big projects. We've been doing a lot more bigger projects recently. It's nice to sort of step back sometimes and just add little things around the world that to me really add to the whole feel of a world, which is really what you're going for, regardless if it's hardcore or regular survival, easy mode, normal mode, hard mode, whatever it might be. Adding these little details really makes a world more full and a lot more fun to sort of look around. So I took a little break, like I said, and it resulted in this. But anyways, folks, that's what I wanted to show you as of now. But we're gonna head back over to the Ocean Monument because I want to go ahead and get started on the next part of the Ocean Monument project. Now that next part is going to be filling up the inside of this area with full water blocks where guardians can spawn, putting them into bubble streams, getting them into the center location, and dropping them down so that we can kill the guardians. So that's what I'm going to start working on now. I don't have an exact idea in my head of how exactly I'm going to do that. So there may be spotty progress updates here and there as I try to figure out exactly what I'm doing, but I'm gonna get going, folks. I'm gonna take my hand, scoop into the idea pool that is inside my brain and see what I can come up with. I'm gonna try to use the blocks that we actually mined out from this area and sort of reuse them and repurpose them for these chambers to sort of also stay with the theme, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see what I get to. Let's get going, folks. Let me go ahead and get going with this, see what I can come up with, and I'll bring you guys back for some sort of progress update in just a moment. All right, so I told you all that this might be a weird progress update, and that's because what I'm about to show you is pretty much the finished product of at least the farm itself, with a lot more decorations to do, but I didn't know what I was doing, so I kind of just jumped into it and built the entire thing. That's why this is a little bit weird. But before I actually get into it, I do have to give a massive shout out to a YouTuber out there who I've been using for inspiration for this. The YouTuber goes by the name Duty Boy. I'll leave a link in the top right hand corner as a card if you guys have not checked out this person. But this person did a video, basically a tutorial comparing two different kinds of ocean monument guardian farms. One that, you know, drains the whole area and one that doesn't. And he used that sort of as inspiration to get an idea as to what I wanted to do. Now, this design is still entirely my own. It's not from that video, but I did use that video as sort of inspiration from it, so I want to give a quick shout out to that person. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. So as we head over here, you don't see really anything from the outside, but you do see the little staircase right there. That's gonna have to be, you know, made prettier, but I made that at least at first so we have a nice staircase to go with. So if I throw my laser on, we can hop down there. I can show you all exactly what I've done. So see on the outside here, a little bit of an archway right there, nothing major, just a small improvement to the outside here. But as we walk up in, you'll see I've made a lot of progress here. You can see all the guardians as well, all the water that we have in here. So I'll go over kind of what the basic design of this is. So currently there are 4 spawning areas for the guardians. Each of these are full of source blocks. As you can see, one here, 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 and here. They are 4x4 tanks on the interior with soul sand at the very bottom. So since they're all water source blocks in there, the soul sand creates bubble columns. And as the guardians spawn in here, the bubble columns will push the guardians up to the top. And then there are some waterways. Actually, we get my scaffolding. I can sort of show you. So as you can see, we have these little waterways here. And we're using the fence gates here to create some separation in between each parts of the waterways, because some parts of this would just run into each other. If we put water source blocks there, they would run into these blocks over here, and it'd be an entire mess. We're using fence gates to sort of divvy things up. And as you can see, 2 of these tanks flow into the middle here. The middle then flows into a drop chute that's in the middle here. We do have 2 tanks right here that flow directly into that drop chute as well. I do have a 3rd set of tanks, a 3rd duo set over here, but the problem with these is that these are a little bit shorter, and I would probably have to modify the ocean monument on the outside, which I'm not quite prepared to do. We might do that in the future, but I'm not quite prepared to do that yet. This honestly is probably efficient enough for me, but as you can see, I went with a design that it sort of stays true to how the ocean monument blocks are. So we're using sea lanterns, we're using pretty much all the blocks that I mined out from the interior here, and we're repurposing them for the design in the inside of here. So you'll see the drop chute in the middle here with all the dark prismarine in the middle, and the columns here as well. You'll see a few little details around here. I'm trying to create these archways in some of these areas. I think it adds a lot more interest and detail to the area. I'm not really sure what else we're going to put behind here, but this is all I've done so far. I haven't mentioned the pathway yet either, and the idea for this is that this dark prismarine pathway, which is what this is really based off of, is going to go all the way around to all the major areas where we're going to be walking most of the time. So around the center drop chute here, as well as obviously from the main entrance area here into here. Now, this interior is really just for aesthetics, so we can showcase the spawning areas for the guardians. We're not actually going to be in here all that often, unless I add some extra functionality to actually maybe have some treasure areas or some things on display in here. But this is all that we really need this for, is just to have it as an aesthetic. Where the actual killing is happening for these guardians is actually down inside of the floating island. And the idea behind this, folks, the idea is that we're not using this as an XP farm. We are simply using this to get the drops. I already have an Enderman farm for XP. I'll end up getting I'll end up getting some sort of gold farm for XP probably as well. But if we head down the center here, my apologies for any sounds on the exterior. If we go down to the center here, you can see where these guys are dropping down. You'll see some of the drops in here. There isn't a ton of drops in here yet. It's not that efficient of a farm, at least from what I've seen so far. But the point of this isn't to be super efficient. It's just to have a nice general sort of farm here. But this is all we have down here. It's just a small area, a 4x4 interior right there, where the Guardians will drop down and they'll die upon impact, and all the drops and stuff go in here. So that is the idea behind this Guardian farm. That's a design I have. I want to spend the rest of today's episode looking into a sorting system down there, because as you saw, there was no actual sorting system down there, as well as, oh my goodness, as well as looking into adding more decorations and continuing to spruce this place up. I really like this sort of detail that's on the underside here, but this underside area is going to need a lot more work because I don't really want it to just be this flat area. So we may work on some of that today. I really want to focus our decoration skills on the inside here and get this as polished as possible. Possibly even seeing if we can get these little spawning areas set up today as well. We'll see. Anyways, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and get on working, get to continuing to build out this place, and I'll see you all back here for a progress update in just a minute. So I have made some more progress now, and I'll show you all the decoration stuff I've done up here so far. If we head over to this side, you'll see some of the pillars I put in here now, trying to add a few archways here and there. There's still some details need to go into this, but the basic archway design here. I'm not entirely certain what to put on these sides here. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I'm thinking we're gonna put some sort of carpeting down the middle here. Probably some sort of orange carpet, I wanna say, because that seems like it would fit the best for this theme, but we'll see. You can see on the back sides here, this is where the third pair of tanks will probably go. I'm just kind of getting it ready for that, and you can see I have a whole bunch of sea lanterns around here, all the same level. I think that it adds a lot more light, which is nice, and I think it makes the whole area flow a little bit better. And pretty much all this stuff was copied over on this side, so it's pretty much the exact same stuff over here. I have a few small details here and there that need to be put, like up here, for instance, I need to copy that over all the way across and stuff like that. I need to do this little thing right here as well, the same that I have over on that side. I am out of dark prismarine though, so that is something we're gonna have to get pretty soon. Which, speaking of getting blocks, that is the other thing that I've made progress on. Let's not die to the slime. We head down here. I know it's just a little bit of scaffolding. It's not proper yet, but we head down here. You'll see I've made quite a bit of changes, or pretty significant changes down here at the killing chamber, the area that the Guardians fall to their deaths. You'll see an item sorter or a storage system over here. This is actually the Impulse SV design. I'm sure if you guys look online, there's hundreds of different tutorials going over the same exact design. Uses hoppers, comparators, repeaters, torches from redstone dust, and a whole bunch of chests pretty much. So there's a hopper line that's way up there where there's actually a bed of hoppers, a 4x4 hopper area. If I can hop up here, there's a 4x4 hopper area right here where the Guardians fall onto and they end up dying, and their drops go into there. And then these hoppers, there's a chain of hoppers behind the scenes there that feed into here. So these two, I guess, columns of double chests are for prismarine shards. These two are for the crystals. These two are for the fish. So I don't know if this is gonna be enough storage for us or not. And this is actually a little overflow chest right here as well. I don't know if this is actually gonna be enough storage for us or not, but I figured might as well start with this and see what happens. So yeah, folks, this is the progress that I've made. I think the next thing I'm gonna do though, because I am actually running out of time for today, so I think what I'm gonna try to do next is see if I can decorate this room a little bit and see how much progress I can make with it. So let me go ahead, guys, make a little bit more progress around this area, and I'll bring you guys back for another progress update in just a minute. All right, folks, well, I think this is gonna be the last progress update of the day. Let me show you all what I did. So I mentioned in the last clip that I was gonna go down and try to work on a lot of the area around the storage area, which I have done, but I also mentioned something about orange carpet, and you sort of saw it on the side here. I did add some orange carpet on the sides here. I quite like this combo. Let me know down in the comment section what you think of it, but I've been liking this combo. Could have used some tweaks, absolutely, but I think it adds a nice little color contrast here that we kind of been missing around this area. But if we head down over here, you can see I need to do a lot of stuff underneath of this beacon. Most importantly, probably move it or make the beacon beam go through here or something like that. But we've got a water elevator here. We've got a water drop here. Not a very long water drop, but all the way down here, you'll see what I've done with the area. So incorporated all the different prismarines, regular prismarine, I guess the two different kinds of what I consider regular prismarine, and the dark prismarine here as well. Water elevator, water drop, the same sort of floor pattern as up in the ocean monument, and of course our chest area on this side here. I was gonna add some item frames up here. I haven't done that quite yet, but I think we will end up doing that. And as you can see, we are pouring in with all of these prismarine shards. So a few crystals here as well, about the same amount of cod as well. So we're getting quite a few. We're getting quite a bit. That's just been me working around here pretty much. I haven't done any sort of AFKing, which I don't really plan on doing, to be honest with you. Just as we work on this area, we should get a ton of these drops, which is hopefully the goal. And you can see the little overflowed chest there that's sort of hidden away. That's why this is a stair. And I matched the stair over here too. And you can see some of the little details around here. We'll add more details as we go along as well. I don't think this is quite finished. I think we've got a little bit left to do with this, but yeah, I think it's coming along pretty well. And we'll do the staircase at some point, but I think for today, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's where we're gonna wrap things up here for today. Thank you all so much for watching this episode. I know it has taken quite a while. It's taken a few weeks to actually record it between all the different things that I've done. I know it's taken a while to get this episode out. Hopefully you also enjoyed it though. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like, really helps me out. And if you are new around here, feel free to subscribe as well to stay up to date with all the latest videos coming out on the channel. But anyways, folks, take care, and I'll see you later.